Mona, what is the situation where you currently are? Which of the schools are you right now, and what is the situation there?
Blessings. I'm at the Federal Government Girls College in Kogi State here in Kaba. Of course, we've gone to Ogugu, that's in Kogi East. We also have Ugwalawo, that's also local government in Kogi State. Well, behind me, you can see some blocks of classrooms. At the back there, you can see that the doors are locked. Everywhere is empty. You know, when I came out today, this morning, I got here around 8:30 a.m. in the morning. When I got here, you could practically hear frogs. You could hear crickets, you could hear insects making noise. It was just that bad. The only persons I saw here when I got here today was the principal, some of the teachers, the vice principal. The principal was not in seat. And they were just, they refused to speak on camera saying that, we are civil servants and we can talk. But the silence speaks a lot. It just tells you that a lot of persons are worried. And one of the staffs I met here, she told me that it is better that their children are safe rather than to have them in school and be worried about their safety and all of that. And it's just so sad that they're just preparing for their examinations. This is the first semester here at the Federal Government Girls College in Kaba. And they've written their continuous assessments and just preparing for examinations before the shutdown. Businesses within the school premises are also closed. I went to have breakfast after coming on Jasiri this morning. And blessings, I can tell you, I was practically, I think, the only customer at the restaurant just opposite the Federal Girls College here. Before other persons came in, and I think they are travelers, so just people working by. So everywhere here is just quiet and peaceful. Also, our security vigilante operatives in the community are stationed. They are right in front of the school gate. I sent in some B-rolls, if that could scroll while I'm reporting, and you see some of the vigilantes there trying to ensure that everywhere is peaceful. I also spoke with the chief security officer on campus, assuring that all of their men are all around the campus just to ensure that the property of the schools and of course the teachers who are still coming to work, they are expected to come to work to find a way of just wrapping things up.
I did mention earlier in Kwara State, the two unity schools there, Federal Government College Umuaro and Federal Government College Ilorin, have been shut down because, of course, of the state of insecurity and the issues that have been going on. But we've driven out of Kwara State. Now we're in Oyo, and behind me is Federal Government College Ogbomosho. Well, on the flip side of things, this particular school is open, as we were made to understand. But of course, because of security reasons, we were not granted access. We got in, spoke to the chief security officer. He confirmed to us that academic activities are ongoing, but that because of security reasons, they would not let us film from inside the premises, and we will not be able to speak to any of the members of staff or students. He himself stated that he currently is in a security meeting still concerning the ongoing issues, but that he can confirm to us that academic activities have not been hampered and that the students are still in session. Just as Mona said, they are preparing for exams, first term examination, which should take place towards the end of November or early December, after which the students should vacate for Christmas holidays. So in this particular school, they are trying to ensure that academic activities are not affected and that the students are going to be as secure as possible while the academics are still ongoing.
Anyway, what is the updates now? We've seen that in some parts of the country, some schools are refusing to comply. Is it the same thing with Plateau State?
Good afternoon, blessings. Not at all. But I'm just coming out from the Office of the Commissioner for Education in the state. Earlier, I've been around some other schools, both private and, of course, the government schools in the state, and they have all complied fully. But teachers were not around. Neither the students, of course, wouldn't see them. They closed that Saturday, that's 2 days ago, and everybody is complying to this. Questions I asked off camera, I was told that, prevention is better than cure. And so if that is the case, they have no reason to further keep these children in school, these students, when their lives are at stake, when their security is at stake. So the best option was just to heed to the directive given by the state government. The only ones in school now are just the military school, the Air Force military school, both the boys and the girls. And of course, the army school too, they are all on ground and the session is continuing. But at the same time, speaking with this commissioner after the briefing this morning, she said that she wants to maintain that the prevention they want to uphold is better than, when the milk has been spilled and everything goes wrong. So because of what has happened in Kwara State and in Nasarawa State, they just want to be on a safer side. However, I have some parents here whom their kids are also back at home and they are not finding things funny. Some of them feel it's better and safer to have their kids at home instead of staying in school, and they are not comfortable, not knowing their safety level and all this. So I have one to join me, Mrs. Dorcas Burnett, and she's here to tell us what she thinks about this situation. Mrs. Dorcas Burnett, tell us what you think about this situation in the country.
I think it's the best decision that the government has taken to ask students to stay at home for their safety. Just like as we said, it's better to prevent than to take caution or to look for means to bring these children back from captivity. So it's better they are safe at home with their parents, even though we know that they are going to miss out in some of the school activities, but it's not going to be much. When they come back, they are going to write their examination and then they are going to bridge the gap. So I feel it's safer for the children to be at home and in the care of their parents. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Burnett. We also have Mr. Jude Owamanam, who also wants to tell us what he thinks about this situation as a parent on the platform. Mr. Jude Owamanam, tell us what you think about it.
Well, I think the abduction of school children from their school is very, very unfortunate. These children are the most vulnerable society, and we describe them as the future of Nigeria. So if we cannot protect the most vulnerable and the future of the nation, then what are we doing? It's appears that government has failed. Be that at display, keeping them at home is better than adopting them. That's the
All right, Chizoba, thank you so much for the update. Where are you right now? Which of the schools, and what's the updates?
Okay, thank you very much. I am currently in front of, I just finished a session with the principal and the chief security officer of the Federal Government College Ilorin. Ilorin is in Jigawa State, neighboring Kano. Of course, I actually came from Minjibur, Kano, to this place. What happened, the principal made it clear to me that yes, there was a circular that she received, of which her school was among, involving 47 schools. But within 24 hours, she received another circular that 4 schools have been exempted. About school is among. Unfortunately for her, she has already informed parents to come and pick their children. And of course, by the time the parents are already coming, she has already received another circular exempting her own school. And then that circular involved Federal Government College Hadid Kadore, Federal Technical College Hadid, Federal Government College Tiawa, and then Minjibur in Kano and Jigawa State, respectively. So schools from Kano and Jigawa have been exempted, except one school that they confirmed to me has been closed down, which is Federal Government College Ganduje. That's in the Dewati local government area of Kano State. So the confusion that happened in Minjibur was the fact that these parents are not aware that there was a second circular that actually exempted Minjibur, Federal Government College Minjibur. So that altercation, that clash they had with the school management has to happen. So, but they were cleared, and then of course everything has anything about tension there has been dealt. So that's the situation in between Kano and Jigawa for now. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Emmanuel Bagudu, for the update on the schools in Kano and Jigawa as well. Earlier, we've had some of our correspondents across Kano, Rukayyah, and the likes. Right now, we also have News Central's Sagir Ibrahim, who's currently in Suleja, Niger State, who will be giving us an update on what's happening there. Sagir, which of the schools are you at presently, and what is the situation? What's the level of compliance as well?
Blessings. I'm at the Federal Government Academy in Maje, Suleja, Niger State. Talk about compliance, I would say 100% if that's the case, because at the moment we had confirmed from officials in the school, school administrative staff who confirmed to us that indeed the school, following the directive by the Ministry of Education stating that 41 unity schools across the country be temporarily shut down, the school complied with that directive on Saturday the 22nd, just 24 hours after that directive was released. Matter of fact, we spoke to some of the officials of the school. They had confirmed that indeed today was supposed to be the commencement of termly examinations for students of the school, but sadly on Saturday they had to pause academic activities and obey the directive of the federal government, the Federal Ministry of Education, directing them to temporarily close academic activities. So for now, unfortunately, we're not allowed into the premises. We're only allowed to observe activities from the gate, the entrance, and not so much is going on inside. Say for just a few individuals, who are coming in and going out, we've not seen the presence of any uniformed pupil or student, try to enter the school. We've been here actually since 8 a.m. in the morning, and we've not seen those kind of visuals. Just for a few staff of the school, teachers who had come in, and go out, and that's just been the activity. It's been not so much going on, being Sunday, and of course, compliance seemed to be in full force.
All right, Sagir, just to also find out, has there been any plans for any meeting by the school authority or the school management? Have they announced any such things?
The only information that we have right now is that the school has vacated. There's no information as to when academic activities will resume. For the teachers, they say they are waiting to see whether another circular would come out indicating that. So everybody is just playing the waiting game as the federal government remains mum as to what exactly the plans are. But then I got an opportunity to, interact with one of these teachers to get his opinion, his observation, if you would mind me calling it that, especially considering the fact that not just students are being abducted, Blessings. A sad situation we've seen in the last few days, but also, unfortunately, you would recall the case of the vice principal who was sadly shot and killed when they attempted to abduct those students in Kebbi State. So I asked him what he feels like, and in fact, it was a sad situation and it almost moved him to tears. Sadly, I can't put him on camera because he had pleaded anonymity. But teachers have begun to fear seriously for their lives, considering the fact that they used to be one form of, do I call them essential workers, but now seeing the fact that their lives may now even be in danger, coupled with the fact that students' lives are also being in danger and they are a target at the moment. They describe it as one that is a really sorry situation, one that cannot be compared with other situations across African countries because of the fact that education now has to be put to a halt because of the fear of safety for children, calling on the intervention of the government to do something fast so that students can go back to classrooms. I also spoke to a parent who, while we were observing activities, was in the process of taking his child to private lessons because that is now what the situation has been reduced to. He had complained about a situation where children can no longer go to school because of insecurity, and they now have to pay extra to have these children enroll in private lessons just so that their learning can continue while the government figures out what the situation will be with several of these schools across the country. So now, as at the moment, I will tell you that parents have started to look for alternative means of ensuring that their children get some form of education because the holiday season has not started yet, and education has to continue in spite of the fact that the country currently faces insecurity challenges. So this is the situation for us here. We also understand that there are several other state government-owned schools who are also observing full compliance following the directive by the Niger State government, directing them to also shut down schools. From what we understand, several other schools owned by the state government are also complying with the same directive. That's it for us from Niger State, but we'll continue to observe the situation. It's back to you, Blessings.
Thank you so much, Sagir Ibrahim. Katsina is one of the states with a high number of out-of-school children and is taking a significant hit from the shutdown. Now, as we speak, students are being kept at home, waiting for a resolution to the situation that is affecting their education. The closure has also raised questions about the preparedness of the state to tackle the challenge of out-of-school children and what it means for the future of education in Katsina State. Right now in Katsina, Rukayyah Jibia joins us from Federal Government College in Daura. Rukayyah, what is the situation there in Daura? We know that this state on its own already has a high number of out-of-school children, and this definitely would hit harder on the state. What's the update?
The school is empty here in FGC Daura, and most of the teachers are here present. as I spoke with the principal, Malam Mukhtar Gulma, he told me about the situation and how they are making efforts to tackle this issue. We came here since around 9:30, but they are meeting with the other staff and discussing and strategizing how the school will resume to its normal activities. And the security situation here in Katsina, as you know, Daura is one of the safest place in Katsina. There is no issue of insecurity in Daura. And most of the teachers are even surprised as to how the school is still closed, while the issue of insecurity is not even visible here in Daura. And they are hoping that the school will reopen soon and the students will go back to their normal learning activities.
Okay, Rukayyah, has there been any arrangement for a meeting, between the school management, the school authorities to decide what happens next, or is it just an indefinite closure in that area?
Yes, as I told you before, as we arrived Daura and here in the school, they are already having series of meetings with the teachers and then the government officials and stakeholders. They are just trying, to find solutions because Daura is not, Daura is a secure place here in Katsina and there is no any security threat in Daura. So they see no reason why the school should be closed. As you know, FGC Daura is one of the major boarding schools here in Katsina, and FGC Daura is here since 1988, and they have been grooming one of the best students in Katsina. So the school closure definitely is not welcomed here in Daura, as they are suggesting otherwise.
All right, thank you so much, Rukayyah Jibia, bringing us an update on the school's closure in Daura.